Welcome to the Thin Blue Line Outdoors. My name is Cody Johnson, and I'll be your host.
I'm one happy hunter right now, man. Alright, guys. Here she is.
Here at the Thin Blue Line Outdoors, we have three goals. Show you a good time,
I just shot him.
teach you something, planting some clover down, and lead by example.
It's looking good. Great though. Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
If I can accomplish one of those three, that's a win in my book. Thanks for listening. Be safe out there. All right, everyone. This is the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast, episode 25. Real quick before I have my guests introduce themselves, kind of updates on our end. You know, we're still hunting. Got a lot of team members out there grinding away. Nobody's had luck yet, but we're going to keep going and try to have some luck. The big thing is, though, the Thin Blue Line Outdoors now has a website. It just came up today. You can go to the URL is thinbluelineoutdoors.com. Pretty easy. It'll be on my social media by the time this podcast comes out. So you can also click on the links there. So you will find our YouTube videos, our podcasts. There's an online store now. Everything will be through the website. So it'll make it a lot easier on me and hopefully make it a lot easier on everybody who's listening and watching. So I appreciate all that. So now this podcast, the guests are Matt and Nicole. So Matt has been on a podcast before. One of the first ones. It was, I think, maybe 7 or 8, maybe. Either way, it was the top podcast for a long time until I had Jesse and Ryan on, and then they got past you. But for the longest time, you was the number one. So maybe we'll beat those numbers today.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, now with Nicole on.
So yeah, with Matt and Nicole on, I'm gonna have you guys introduce yourself. Whoever wants to go first, up to you guys.
Yeah, again, name's Matt Rave. Kind of how I got hooked up with Cody. I'm friends with one of his buddies, Nate Atkins. Nate's been on the podcast, obviously, so you guys know him. Me and him go way back from grade school, growing up together, and then I've been hunting basically my whole life, and this year I know Nate started really getting into it and kind of introduced me to Cody, and yeah, I mean, it's been exciting, it's been fun. Love what you guys are putting out and everything like that. So happy to be on here again.
Yeah, and I'm Nicole. I also went to school with Nate and Matt, obviously, so I kind of got hooked up this way. This is my first podcast, so I'm excited to be here. And I'm excited to talk with you guys today.
So Nate has been talking you up, Nicole,
Okay.
for the longest time. I just want you to know that.
Oh, geez.
So I expect good things out of you here. So
I hope. We'll see.
well, Matt, I know you've been out already once or twice this year. If you kind of want to recap,
Yeah.
what you've been up to.
Yeah. Me and my brother went out opening weekend. I worked during the day. That Friday opener was on a Friday, so we just hunted Friday evening. It was really, really hot. Mosquitoes were really bad, so that obviously kind of shut some movement down. But saw that opening night, I think I saw 7 deer and 6 were bucks, so that's pretty cool. Littler bucks and one pretty decent 8-pointer, but didn't really get a great look at him. He was kind of through some brush. Had kind of a small little 9-pointer walk 10-15 yards out in front of me, but passed on him, and then I spooked one doe as I was in the tree, probably swatting at mosquitoes. And I know my brother didn't really see much. I think he had one doe come by where he was. So that first afternoon was pretty slow. And then I went out the next afternoon. My brother had to leave, so I was just going solo. I think I saw again like 5 or 6 deer. Nothing really close, and it's like 3 does, a couple fawns, and a little spike. So not a whole lot of movement. But then so this weekend is youth shotgun in our piece in Illinois, and one of our guys that leases our ground, his son just shot his first deer yesterday. That was pretty cool. It was a nice doe, and so yeah, they were pretty pumped. So yeah, that's kind of a quick little recap on our property so far this year.
were you the opening weekend since I was out too? Were you guys hunting field edges, hunting the timber?
Yeah, both my sits were field edges. The one stand I really wanted to get to on that opening night, just it was just too overgrown in vines since this summer when we kind of pruned it, and they just kind of all came back. So I didn't really get to set where I wanted to, so I kind of had to make a last second adjustment. But no, yeah, field edges mainly here in early October, because I mean timber's pretty thick.
Yep.
Not gonna see much. Not gonna have too many shooting lanes, so kind of focusing around the field edges.
You guys have beans, corn? What do you guys have this year?
We have some peas and chicory and oats.
Okay.
And then we got a second plot that got planted late, and that's going to be some winter wheat. So we planted that probably only 2 weeks before the season. So hopefully that can sustain pretty well throughout and be a viable food source for a while.
Did you guys get rain that first weekend? I know we did here.
Right after it got planted, we got some rain. So that really it had been dry for a long time. So that definitely helped. And then, that opening weekend, a big storm came through. That obviously just kind of reaffirmed that it was probably going to take. So pretty pumped, looking forward to it.
Yep. And then I know this weekend's a little hot for the youth hunters, but next weekend it's supposed to start dipping. We're finally going to get into some 60-degree weather, it looks like. So about time.
Right, no kidding.
All right. So one thing that I'm real excited about to have you guys on is I want you guys to talk about hunting with spouses, because my wife and I, we've dabbled in it, and unfortunately we haven't been able to get our first deer yet, and having a little one and another little one on the way, kind of makes it difficult. But I've got some unique stories the few times she has went out with us, and honestly we've always had fun. And when she doesn't bring a bow, it's usually when we see deer, and I usually
of course.
and usually I pass them up, which then usually I get in trouble because every time any deer walks out, she just sees deer chili. It's like we need to shoot it, get some meat in the freezer. So, but then once she has a bow, we never see one, it seems like. But so anyway, however you guys want to take, like, who starts this off, whatever direction you want to take it on, I kind of want you guys' opinion on that.
Real quick, I mean, hunting with Nicole, it's really been a blast. I mean, she's been hunting most of her life too, so she gets it. She gets out there. I don't really need to coach her much on much of anything. She's spotting deer before me most of the time we're sitting together, so she gets it. But having somebody in the stand with you can talk to a little bit, here and there, you can joke around with, have fun with it. So it's been a lot of fun, definitely the last 8, 9, 10 years that we've been hunting together. Been hunting together a while, so we make it work, and it really is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I love it. Usually one of us only brings our bow. I think very rarely we'll both bring it.
There's like some rare occasions where she'll just be like, no, I'm not shooting a doe, I just want to shoot a buck, and I'll be like, well, if a doe walks by, I might have to whack it. So we'll both bring our bows, but normally we'll she's up to bat with the bow, and I'll bring a video cameras when we're hunting together.
It's also nice to have them, because I'm really bad at my yardage and stuff, so it's nice having him whisper when the deers come in closer. He's like, okay, 35. So it's that kind of anxiety aspect, I guess, shooting with a bow is really nice. But like Matt said, we have so much fun, and I feel like the days we aren't hunting together and hunting separate stands is usually the days he ruins my hunt. But
it happened one time last year. I'll tell a quick story. I walk her to her stand one morning.
The perfect hunting morning.
Snow on the ground.
I think it was the first snowfall.
Yeah, perfect morning hunting. I walk her to her stand, and I'm driving. We got a little kind of buggy that we get around our property on, and I'm driving up to where we normally park it, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna cheat here, and I'm gonna park it a lot closer to where I'm going in. Because if a deer sees the buggy, maybe they'll spook towards me or towards her. So it's gonna be fine. And so we have these kind of these paths cutting through the timber a little bit that we can get the buggy through. And I turned off the path just a smidge early, and I happened to just drill a tree, and that just ricocheted through the entire.
I probably had.
And so I get to my stand, like, cussing in my head, thinking, I can't believe you just did that. You deserve that. You took the shortcut way out. And I get a text from Nicole, and I'm like, oh boy, like what happened already? She goes, you just drove 40 deer past my stand. I couldn't see a single one of them because it's too far. I'm like, oh, great, knew that was coming. So yes, that I did ruin it one time. It happened.
And that also happened to be the time you shot your deer that day.
Yeah, then I might have had a few circle back to me, and I happened to shoot one. So. Yeah.
Well, maybe it was a plan the whole time.
Right.
I think he did it on purpose.
Yeah, I get a text like, you just ran 40 deer right by me. I'm like, well, at least there was 40 deer that were here. So that was cool.
Yeah. So Nicole, Matt said you've been hunting your whole life. You want to give a quick background of your hunting background?
Yeah, so I had been hunting since I can't even remember. My dad was actually a huge hunter, and got me into it when I was probably sitting in the blind with him at 5 or 6 years old. And he passed away in a car accident when I was in grade school, kind of unexpectedly. And so no one else in my family really hunted. My uncle and cousin would take me out kind of here and there because they knew I really liked it, and they still kept me into it, which was amazing. They'd sight me in with my bow every year and take me out when I could, but they weren't in the same town, so I didn't go out as often. But I stuck with it every year, and I met Matt, technically grade school, but we started becoming friends and hanging out in high school and started dating, and got to hunting with him and his family and dad, and and so then my mom got remarried to a guy, and his one thing, backstory is I used to hate him. It was hard. I'm a blended family, 4 and 4 kids, and he wanted to keep my dad kind of still instilled in me, and so he bought this 10-acre little piece of lot kind of right outside of our house in Illinois, and I was able to still hunt it throughout the years, and now we're best friends, and he's gotten into hunting, and we have so much fun, and they just bought some new property as well, and so we have a blast. It's awesome. Dave has been everything but wonderful to us, and I'm very blessed. So
that's awesome. Was it mainly then deer hunting growing up then?
Yeah, I've only ever bow hunted and deer hunted. We occasionally turkey hunt, but I haven't had any luck with that really. Until last year, I actually finally got my first duck, and
I finally got her to she was against guns for a long time. She thought they were cheating, so she would only go bow hunting for deer. And I finally was like, well, how about we go duck hunting? So we go out duck hunting. She shot her first duck last year, and then later in the year shot 2 speckled belly geese. So
there you go.
It was fun.
Had a pretty good year at her first time in the duck blind.
Yeah.
Duck hunting is just completely different. Like,
so fun.
Oh yeah.
You're just there hanging out with buddies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's
so nice not having to take a no-scent shower. You can come up with your coffee cup in the blind. It's the best.
Yep.
Deer hunting.
Yeah, gotcha. What I think Matt might have covered this last podcast, but I don't remember. What's your bow that you shoot, Nicole?
I shoot a Matthews Craze. Matt actually got
Mission
Craze Matthews. Yeah. Matt actually got it for me as a gift, Christmas gift maybe.
I think it was like freshman year of college or something like that.
Good
best
gift.
I've gotten. So. Yeah, I love it. It's the perfect size.
Yeah, I think I did talk about it on last podcast I was on. It is probably the most adjustable bow I've ever seen. It's nice and compact. It's lightweight. Women can shoot it. You can turn it all the way up to 70 pounds and a 30-inch draw length for any guy. It's
and it's quiet.
It's very adjustable. It's really quiet. Very compact. It's a nice little bow.
Yeah. What broadheads are you shooting, Nicole? Are you shooting fixed blade, expandables?
I shoot the Rage. I did shoot the expandable Rages for a while, but Matt just got me.
Now you're shooting. I got her the Muzzy Tro cars.
Yeah.
I've never shot those, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, I like them. He got me the pink breast cancer awareness ones because my whole bow's decked out in pink. So
that's cool. So I'm a sucker for, like, I really think like camouflage for the most part, like the actual camo patterns. I don't think it really matters too much when it comes to the deer. but they're
Mhm.
definitely selling it to us hunters.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like on this elk hunt I went on, I had to pick on a backpack that I was gonna get. And I'm like, I can do this backpack, I can do that backpack, but this backpack comes with the camo I wear. So I gotta get it. So I
Right.
look the part. So
Oh yeah.
I get that. You gotta set it up. But yeah. So I guess what is your guys's plans for the season going forward?
So we currently live in Alabama. I think Matt might have mentioned that the last season, but our last episode. But I'm currently in PA school, physician assistant school.
Mhm.
So I actually graduate in December. I have 2 months left. I
That's
can't
awesome.
believe it. I know. I'm really excited. So unfortunately, this was the first year that I've missed opening day in probably 8 years, I'd say. I was on a clinical rotation up in Montana, actually. So it wasn't the end of the world. I was with a bunch of elk, not hunting, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
I'll send you some of the videos of the elk she was seeing. It
yeah.
was unbelievable.
I saw
but
more
it was-
elk than I did. It must be.
Yeah. But I was sad to miss opening, but I've just been really busy with clinicals and kind of getting ready for my board exam. But I will hopefully get a couple days off in November and try and get up for rut.
Awesome.
Fly back for a few days and hunt during rut. I think Matt has the whole season off or week off.
So I think I'm gonna head back like Halloween weekend. Let temperatures cool down a little bit and have all the mosquitoes go to their rightful place in hell. But and then I'm taking a week off that in November, the second week, like the 8th through the 12th. So I'll be able to hunt kind of both the weekends and then during the week take off. And I plan on being there for most of November. Just probably hunting mainly weekends. Other than that week I have off, and maybe a day here or two if the workload isn't too crazy.
Then I think Nate was gonna. I think he told me he was gonna try to go with you a couple days during that.
Yeah. I think during that week I have off, he's gonna try and plan on coming over to our piece and checking it out. And
Yep, I
I
know.
know
And
you're
then
reluctant sending him with a camera, but
I got it all decked out for him. I think make it as simple as I can for him.
And then I got a little handy cam too, so if it doesn't work out, he can always just use that.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
Handwrite instructions.
Right.
Yeah. So last time, so this is after the last podcast. So I've only had Nate film for me one time, and that was the fishing episode between a dispatcher and cop we had.
Mhm.
And it was so bad to edit it because the whole time with the camera, he's taking the whole time. I'm like, Nate, what are you doing, buddy? So
Could you imagine when a deer comes up on him, how bad he's gonna start taking?
I think we're going out. Let's see, today's Sunday. I think we're going out Wednesday morning, either Wednesday or Thursday morning. I'm taking them out, and that'll be the first time taking them out deer hunt.
I think he was telling me you guys are gonna go to.
Yep.
And he was kind of trying to explain to me, are you guys able to put like stands and stuff like that on that farm, or are you? I know you're doing some of the saddle stuff now
Yeah,
too.
we are allowed to put stands, so it's pretty much public land. It's how we treat it.
Mhm.
But if you put a stand, you have to let everyone know where it's at. If you're not hunting it, everyone can hunt it.
It's open, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then we've had stands and trail cameras come up missing out there.
Yeah.
So I don't put any stands out there. I did 1 year, that was it. So if I'm hunting by myself, I do the tree saddle. I tried to get Nate into a tree saddle this year, and he's 100% no go.
Yeah, that might be a little tough year one.
Yeah. So I have a little like pop up, like a turkey blind kind of type thing. It doesn't have a roof or anything. The plan is to do that and mainly hunt the ground with him. The only time I'll probably have him in a tree this year is if he hunts my farm or the farm I have them by Bernie, Illinois. So because I have 2-man setups in almost every tree, whether it's a buddy stand or I got a camera stand and a shooter stand. So
Yeah, we put a bunch of on our single man stands. This summer we went in and put a bunch of hang-ons above them as kind of like just a camera stand in case someone wants to come film. So
yep. And then I have him though when he does come film, I have a little a super basic like tree arm for him. So hopefully he's not all over the place. So we'll see. Now I do have to ask this, and I know Nate listens to all the podcasts, so he's gonna hear this, and that's why I gotta ask. Nicole, when you found out Nate was hunting, what was the first thought that went through your mind?
No way in hell he can stay quiet that long.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't taken him deer hunting yet. I've just taken him turkey hunting, and it was very entertaining.
No, I'm excited. I'm glad he's getting into it. I feel like more and more people are slowly starting to get into hunting, and it's awesome. I just think it's an amazing sport, and I'm excited for Nate. I'm hoping he gets one this year.
Where we're hunting at, there's a high opportunity for does, so I'm hoping at minimum we
Good.
get him a doe down. I'll be excited, but yeah, I have noticed though. So national average of hunters goes down every year, and our age goes up. But it does seem like here, like the last year with COVID and stuff, more and more people
something to do and get
Mhm.
outside. Yeah. So.
Which I think is mainly good for the most part. You know, I've heard some people griping like public land. You know, there's more and more people out there, which I will tell you this in Colorado this year, I ran into so many hunters. I already told the story once, but I'll tell it again. We hiked way back in there to this lake, and it was from the trailhead. It was about 3.5 miles, but you had to go down a big valley, go up, and then down another one and back up. So we're like
20.
Yeah. So we're like, there's not going to be anybody back there. We're going to be good. We had our base camp. We had already went down the valley and up, so that's where our base camp was at. Like, we're going to hike in there and we're going to find all kinds of elk. We get there and there's 3 base camps. Like, they had to get the horses had to bring them in because they had some heavy stuff with them. There's no way they pack that in on their back, which is good to see other hunters out there, but at the same time, why are they where I'm at?
Dang it. Yeah.
But,
Go to a different one.
yeah, but I'm sure they thought the same thing. So that's okay. Well, let's see. We're at 20 minutes, which I wanted to hit at least 20 minutes. I guess, Nicole, is there anything, if there's anything you would like to say to maybe some women on the fence about hunting with their spouses? Anything you would maybe want to say to encourage it? Anything like that?
No, I would say absolutely go for it. Give it a shot. If anything, even if you don't see anything, just sitting in the stand being in nature is just a feeling of its own. And being next to the person you love makes it even better. And it's just fun. And especially if your spouse is a bigger hunter and you're kind of on the fence. I learned so much stuff every day from Matt. And I think some of my favorite memories are definitely in the tree stand with him. And I wouldn't change it for the world. It's kind of, I guess, our thing. We absolutely love it and talk about it 24/7. It's the easy Christmas and birthday gifts. And I say absolutely 100% try it. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
Awesome. A couple kind of like rapid fire questions. Okay. So who gets more buck fever out of you two?
Probably me. Yeah, I would say me, definitely.
Okay. Now, if you guys are together, who cleans the deer?
That'd be me.
Okay.
I'll do some though.
Yeah, she'll help. I mean, she's not afraid
of it.
Yeah, not afraid to get in there. But usually, I'd just like, yeah, I'll take care of it. I can get it done pretty quick and easy.
I'm ready to go back and celebrate.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Who's the better shot?
I mean, I tell you what, Nicole on paper is a little bit weary, but then we do like a 3D shoot. She's 10 ringing every target out there, up to probably 35, 40 yards. I mean, it's unbelievable to see. I mean, we both practice a lot. We both shoot. We got a range down here in Birmingham that's up to 50 yards.
That's awesome.
We shoot a lot at. Obviously when we head up to the cabin, we got some targets that we shoot at. So we're both pretty good, I'd say.
You're more consistent.
Yeah, I mean, I probably shoot a little bit more, so probably a little bit more consistent. But I mean, yeah, we're both pretty good.
Gotcha. Okay, so who cooks the best when it comes to deer meat?
Me.
Deer meat?
Yes.
Even when I do the fillets?
You grill.
Yeah.
Matt grills, but cooking.
Yeah, she does a lot of cooking. I do a lot of grilling.
Gotcha. That's fair. That's kind of how we are. Like, I got the smoker. If it's smoking something, it's me. But anything else, yeah,
we're gonna throw a backstrap on the grill. That's my territory.
Yep. Okay, and then both of you, what's your favorite way to eat deer meat?
Mine is a backstrap that will kind of cube up,
Mhm,
wrap it in bacon, and
mhm.
soak it in this marinade. It's called Andrea's. I will plug it all day long because it is unbelievable. It
Yeah.
is so good. Wrap it in bacon, soak it in that for a couple hours or overnight or whatever you want to do. Stick a toothpick through them, throw them on the grill. There's nice little bite-sized hors d'oeuvres, and they are incredible.
Yeah, those are
Incredible.
those are definitely incredible. I like the sticks too. I feel
Yeah.
like you
Oh,
can
yeah.
go wrong with the sticks.
Oh yeah.
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 And what's your when you get sticks? Like, do you get barbecue, jalapeno? What's your go-to?
We get a little mix of everything. Last year we messed up and got, I think, just plain and spicy, but we like the jalapeno. I think jalapeno is probably my favorite.
The
The
hot
jalapeno
cheese.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
the jalapeno cheese.
Yep.
So good.
Good,
So
yeah.
good. Especially in a Bloody Mary, you can't go wrong.
Oh, I haven't tried that.
Oh, it's a game changer.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remember that. Okay, I'm gonna try that. So, alrighty. I'm gonna stop the recording here. And talk to you guys about a little bit after this podcast. But everybody, all the listeners, appreciate it. See, I think we're getting not quite to 30 minutes. We're pretty close. Nicole, thanks for coming on. Greatly appreciate it. Matt, you too. Hopefully we'll get back with you guys either during season or after season. Kind of talk about how your season went, and then should have some video footage coming from at least Matt. Hopefully Nicole too, though. If Nate gets out there, that'd be super excited. And then I know Nate has talked to me about maybe going out to the farm either during season or after season. We'll do a little like a docu-series kind of out there, and you guys can show off the land and stuff. But appreciate the support, guys. Remember, you can like, subscribe, follow on all social platforms for the most part. The podcast is mainly on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but can be found on most podcast sites. And the website is up now, the thinbluelineoutdoors.com. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
And